So, are you satisfied with the current learning and life quality? Does it fulfill the expectation you had in the summer?
Yeah, I mean, during the summer, I already knew about the COVID-19, so I obviously knew that everything's not going to be the same. But yeah, it's pretty much been nice as of now.
Well, to be honest, during the summer, I didn't really have any expectations for this school year. And I'm not satisfied with my current learning and life quality, but I wouldn't say that it's because of distance learning. I would just say that it's because of IB. I'm gonna blame the IB because of all the IA work and university applications.
I think so. I think initially when we first started with distance learning, the new school year, I felt like we were switching a lot between the two and it was overwhelming for myself and I think a lot of other students. But now I think we've kind of gotten used to it and so it's not as stressful. So yeah, and I think our school has been handling it pretty well.
Do you think that distance learning has a negative effect on your mental health?
Yeah, definitely does.
Especially nowadays, we have to try to stay at home as much as possible. And everyone knows the weather in Moscow in winter is it's the same for 8 months. And sometimes you just feel like you're locked in this cage, and it's just not good for your mental health.
That it's really hard to have motivation first of all when you're in bed and I think it's easier to lose motivation and I think just being disconnected from everyone even though we still have FaceTime and social media and everything but it's not the same so I think it does.
Do you feel socially isolated, and how are you handling social isolation in general?
I don't really feel like I'm being socially isolated. We have Wi-Fi now, so we can just text our friends whenever we want. And as an introvert, I'm really okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I don't think as much. I've spoken to other people, I don't feel as isolated as other people do, just because I generally stay home anyway. But I text my friends. I see them occasionally, but not as much as obviously when before the pandemic and everything. So yeah, I mean, we use social media, like our phones and whatever else we can do. So yeah.
Okay, so can you list 3 things that keep you motivated in such difficult times, and do they always work?
I text my friends and I call them. That always works. I usually use art as an outlet and that works. I mean, if I have time from school, then that works. And then I also like reading books and watching Netflix. That's foolproof. So
Okay, yeah.
So my 3 things are reading, talking to a friend, and watching an inspirational movie. And they don't always work out. And sometimes, you want to talk to a friend, but he or she is already asleep. You want to watch a movie, but you don't really have 2 hours for that. And sometimes they don't work out and you just have to pass that stage by yourself.
I guess time. I know that time is just passing and eventually it will be over, the pandemic and the school year. So that's one. Another thing that keeps me motivated, I guess journaling. I started journaling and that helps planning out your day and but also reflecting, your feelings and everything. And I would say that works. And another thing is really just having a support system, whether it's your friends or family, having people you can speak to when you need them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you slept for more than 7 hours?
Last week, but only because we had a day off for parent teacher conferences, parent student teacher conferences. So yeah, but during the school, like a normal school week, never.
I think it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I sleep more than 7 hours on weekends, so it was yesterday.
What is your biggest anxiety? Like, what makes you more anxious? And can you provide some examples?
Probably just like deadlines, like work, the amount of work, and like having to get all my work done. Yeah, just keeping up with school probably gives me the most anxiety.
My biggest anxiety is basically related to IB, and like, for example, my SIA is due today at midnight, and that's a lot of pressure. And also like all the university applications, and I'm also worried about like even if I get accepted into a university, like will the situation let me go to that country because of all the evolving situations? Like, will I actually get a visa?
Have you purposefully restricted the amount or types of information you receive and practice self-censorship to maintain a stable emotional state, as well as academic performance?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this not only applies to information related to coronavirus, but also to like other social issues. Like, for example, like usually I always look for like articles or just comments about like social issues such as social inequalities, gender equalities. But nowadays I see like people online argue about those issues, and I just got frustrated. And I just think, like, why are people being so bad to each other even in this difficult time? So like, I kind of restrict myself from looking at too much social inequalities issues. You know, it's not like I don't care about them anymore. It's just that I have to read less for the purpose of mental health.
Yeah, I would say yeah. There's certain social media apps that I deleted a while ago. I have them now, but like I was off for like a while. And I guess in terms of speaking to certain people, I've also like limited that. The news, I don't really check that as much as I did like during quarantine or lockdown or whatever. So yeah, I would say that certain things I limited because it was just too much all at once, you know?
Do you agree that students are more easily distracted in distance learning?
Yes, extremely.
Yeah, 100%. Especially because like our schools don't necessarily force us to have our cameras on. So, you know, it's different. In class, if the teacher's in front of you, it's just rude to like be on your phone. But if they don't see you, well.
Do you have procrastination? Do you procrastinate more in distance learning than usual?
Absolutely, yes.
Do you know why, or?
Maybe it's because like while I'm in class and like the teacher's teaching, my phone's right next to me, and in a classroom I know that, you know, the teacher is looking at me and like there's classmates around me, so it sort of I keep that in mind and I don't use my phone. But at home it's like, you know, all I have to do is switch off the camera and I can just, you know, scroll through social media, no one will know. So I think that leads to it.
To be honest, I feel like I procrastinate quite a lot, and so it's been the same. I don't think it increased that much.
I would not think that there's like a single student who doesn't procrastinate at all. But like, I feel like distance learning has made me more procrastinated because not being able to see my friends and see my teachers just makes me dismotivated, like in terms of academics.
What are you looking forward to when social distancing restrictions lift?
I think I just want to like go to school, like physically go to school and just see my friends and hug my friends.
Probably just seeing my friends more, I guess.
Seeing all my classmates like in person, the ones that I may have gotten close with and like the ones that I want to talk to. And then of course I'm looking forward to Anglo American being back to its normal state because I've heard very, very good things about it before the whole pandemic set in.
Do you fear that there's going to be a third wave of the coronavirus?
Yeah. But I don't think I don't really fear it anymore, but it's kind like I've kind of accepted that, it might happen. Similar to like this second wave that we're kind of in now. Like I saw it coming, so I was like, okay, this is gonna happen, so whatever.
I hope not, but at this point, I'm not denying anything. The world's just, I think, gone upside down at this point. I think this year is just, well, yeah, I don't think I can say anything.
It's kind of obvious that the European countries, including Russia, are experiencing a third wave. Like, I don't even know how many waves there have been, but like, I'm not really surprised, and I don't really have a fear because I kind of prepared myself for that.
Last question. If time travel is possible, do you have anything to say to yourself from 8 months ago?
I would just tell myself to go out a little more, just enjoy not wearing a mask in public, not being 2 feet away from everyone, actually meeting my friends outside of video calls. Yeah, that's probably it.
To say goodbye to people, because I have teachers who left AAS during between those 2 school years, and just hug people, like, how the seniors just left the campus. So I haven't said goodbye to many of them, and I kind of regret that. And like, you can feel frustrated, but you have to stay positive because this is going to be long.
Myself 8 months ago, probably just like calm down. Yeah, I feel like I stress myself out sometimes more than I need to, so yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We don't have any more questions.
Okay.
For participating, and yeah, hope things will turn out well.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Have you purposely restricted the amount of types of information you receive and practice self-censorship to maintain a stable emotional state as well as academic performance?